This is ABC7 News at 5:30. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Already this year, some principals in Manatee County are asking for legal guidance on how to handle situations arising with transgender students.
One common question, which bathroom facilities they're permitted to use. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick is joining us live in Sarasota with more on this story tonight. Jess.
Good evening, Haley and Scott. Also, Youth here in Sarasota provides a lot of support for LGBT students. Now, as far as school districts are concerned, they all handle the situations differently. So how Manatee County might deal with one thing might be different in Sarasota. There's no policy in place at Manatee County School District that tells faculty and staff how to handle transgender-specific situations. It's something that the district says they take case by case. Legal counsel for the district, Mitchell Teitelbaum, says, however, that if a transgender student wants to go by any name other than their legal name, that they are able to do so. As far as the bathroom situation is concerned, Teitelbaum says privacy is first and foremost for all students. Transgender students are offered a private bathroom in the schools. However, transgender females are not allowed to use the women's restroom. Likewise, transgender males are not allowed to use the men's restroom. Teitelbaum cites federal law. He says there is no specific state law that deals with the issue. Now, two policies the district does follow, not just for transgender students, but for all students, are the prohibition of discrimination, along with dealing with bullying and harassment.
We're in the business of education of all students, and that particular business is to ensure student privacy and to give them the best, free, appropriate public education as possible, whether it's a transgender student or any student.
Now, coming up at 6 o'clock, we will hear from the folks here at Also Youth. We'll talk about what the best practices they think are for school districts and how they think school districts should be handling transgender-specific situations. For now, reporting live in Sarasota, Jess Dowdrick, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Jess, thank you. For more than a year, Sarasota County school officials have debated whether students should be allowed to use the bathroom of the gender that they identify with. That issue was first brought up by a transgender student at Pineview School last year. That school changed its policy to be more accommodating, but the district has not made any district-wide policies. Today, we asked School Superintendent Todd Bowden if the district is now considering a blanket policy or just leaving the decision up to individual schools.
Our policy is currently unchanged. Those decisions are made at the school level. What we've told our principals is we want to do the right thing for individual students. There is a group working on the issue, so you may see a change in policy. Certainly it's something that will return to the board. So there's been a work group, and they've looked at, how do we deal with those issues? Does it require a district level response, or is that something we should continue to address on the individual student and school level?
At this point, it doesn't appear we'll see a district-wide policy anytime soon. Today, we also asked Superintendent Bowden about a new initiative at Sarasota County middle schools. There are now designated career advisors to help students set clear goals.
We want to make sure that our students are driven by a goal, that they have an objective. And so we're starting in the middle school, and we're going to work and make sure that every student leaves middle school with a plan, an actionable plan that extends not only through high school, but beyond, that guides their course selection, it guides their actions in high school, but sets them up for success once they leave our school system.
And if you'd like to see our entire interview with the superintendent, just go to our website, mysuncoast.com, and click on videos.
Some state lawmakers say it is time to stop minors from being able to get married in Florida. Two high-ranking state senators are filing a bill that would make it illegal to issue a marriage certificate to anyone under 18. Florida law allows minors ages 16 and 17 to get married if their parents approve. The law also allows a judge to issue a marriage license to minors of any age if they have a child or are expecting a child. The law also allows a judge to allow a minor female to marry an adult man if she is pregnant. The Florida legislature will consider the bill during the 2018 session.
Floridians are owed nearly $1 billion worth of unclaimed federal savings bonds. That's according to the state chief financial officer. Because they are often given as gifts, many people forget they have savings bonds or lose the paperwork while waiting for them to mature. Saying the U.S. Treasury spends little to no effort in tracking down the rightful owners, the CFO's office sued the feds last year in order to gain access to information on bonds. A spokesperson for the CFO says Floridians deserve to know whether or not they have an unredeemed bond.
Right now, no one really has the information other than the original owner or who it was purchased for. We're working to make sure that somebody else, the states, have the information so that we can serve to inform those original owners of information that they might not have.
Carr hopes eventually the unclaimed U.S. savings bonds can be searched for through the state's unclaimed property website. Right now, you need either the original paper bond or serial number in order to get your money.
Sarasota County officials had an unexpected cleanup project on Siesta Beach. Someone apparently vandalized the historic pavilion on Friday night. Colorful graffiti was spray painted all over the outside of the building. The county's Parks, Recreation and Natural Resources Department cleaned it up, and the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office was notified. The graffiti has now been completely removed.
Unfortunate.
Very.
It's glad they made quick work of it.
Right. They did clean it up very quickly.
Let's get a check on our forecast now. Our first alert Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with the latest.
Thanks. Not much going on. I look forward to those afternoon showers and storms to cool us down, but not happening today. Much dry air has moved in, and it looks as though we'll see that in place again tomorrow. On top of that, high pressure's been bumped down to the south of us, and we're getting this west onshore flow, even during the morning, which has a tendency to bring us a few showers along the coast. Like we've seen over the weekend, 1 or 2 lone showers are always possible throughout the morning, early afternoon. Then the main focus will be inland, but even that is rather sparse as a result of this dry air. Now, that shower I showed you just about a half hour ago was generating lightning, and now it's just a weak shower at best, and the lightning is gone because it taps into that dry air, which is located at around 30,000 feet. And you can see that coming in from the Atlantic, quite a bit of it all over the peninsula right now. Once in a while, you get some pockets of moisture coming through right there as the showers develop. They tend to moisten up the atmosphere at times, but for the time being, there's a large swath of it, and it's going to stick around through the day tomorrow. Eventually, things change, though, as some tropical moisture comes our way. 89, the humidity at 63%, the pressure 29.98 inches. More on your forecast in just a few minutes.
Bob, thank you. The top U.S. general arriving in South Korea today at a time of escalating tensions in that region. The trip has been planned for a long time, but the timing is critical. All eyes are on tomorrow's looming deadline, North Korea pledging to fire missiles into the waters near Guam in mid-August. A spokesman for South Korea's president is warning North Korea's nuclear and missile capability remain a real and urgent threat. Top military advisor General Joe Dunsford stressing that while the U.S. will retaliate with military action if necessary, it is a last resort, and that the decision to strike North Korea ultimately rests with the president. And President Trump is tweeting the U.S. military is locked and loaded.
President Trump made it clear early this year that the era of strategic patience is over. The United States is putting all options on the table.
As the world continues to wait and see if negotiations will work, the people of Guam are rallying for peace, while authorities insist all of the United States, including Guam, is currently safe.
The FBI has arrested a 23-year-old man for allegedly trying to blow up a bank in Oklahoma City. Jerry Drake Varnell was arrested early Saturday. According to court documents, Varnell was upset with the government and law enforcement. He said that they say he loaded what he thought was a bomb into a van, parked it next to a bank, and attempted to detonate it. The bomb was a fake. It was part of an FBI operation involving an undercover agent posing as someone who could help with the attack. Varnell faces up to 20 years in prison with a minimum sentence of 5 years.
An update now on a massive sinkhole just north of the Suncoast in Pasco County. Another home near that sinkhole site in Land O'Lakes has reportedly met the criteria for demolition. Today, Pasco County officials announced the home has been condemned. There are now 8 homes total near the site of that sinkhole that have met criteria for demolition, including those 2 homes that were originally swallowed and destroyed by the sinkhole. Crews cleaning up around the sinkhole and did debris and water removal yesterday. The demobilization phase is currently underway as they try to fill in that hole and make that area a little more stable. Still to come in your Suncoast News, we all know the daily grind can be stressful, but is it becoming more hostile? Harvard researchers say many feel the workplace is a not-so-friendly place to be.
Plus, a popular Venice restaurant closed for business. Why Sharky's on the Pier will not be serving up waterfront food over the next week and a half.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
No theater lover's bucket list is complete without the classic black comedy Arsenic and Old Lace. Two adorable old ladies who just happen to poison their tenants and bury them in their basement. Fun and farcical, this hilarious play is heating up the summer at the Players Center from August 9th through the 20th. Call 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You'll die laughing when you see Arsenic and Old Lace.
Get the hottest deals of the year during the summer clearance event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers or save big on a new sleek and stylish Jeep Cherokee for as little as $18,999. Drive off today for your next great adventure in a brand new Jeep Renegade for as low as $15,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost, shipped directly to your home for free. These medical-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, arthritis, spinal disorders, and other chronic back problems. Will you qualify for a medical-grade back brace?
Call Back Brace America at 1-800-683-9262.
Are you feeling stressed out from the daily grind? Just how tough is it out there? With this Medical Minute, here's ABC's Sherry Preston.
New findings from a nationwide report showing the daily grind is far too grinding. Unpredictable work hours, harmful workplace conditions, work spilling over into personal time. A new survey out today showing this may be a reality for most Americans. The good news, 8 out of 10 Americans say they have stable work year-round. The bad news, far fewer, only 5 in 10, can predict their schedules day to day. And 3 in 10 report having no control over work hours. More than half of workers saying they bring work home routinely just to get the job done after hours. More than half admitting to being exposed to unpleasant and even hazardous conditions. It's not all bad news for the workplace, though. Most American workers say they appreciate the meaning they get from their jobs. They like having autonomy. More than half reporting their bosses are supportive, and they made very good friends in the office. So if the Monday back-to-work blues have you down, take the glass half-full approach. Make time for lunch with a colleague and know that your boss is likely to appreciate your effort. With this Medical Minute, I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
That's surprising. I haven't seen that in a long time. I was just kind of staring. Thanks to our director, Dave, for putting that together. KCK webcam showing nice weather out there for your first alert weather forecast. A beautiful beach day, albeit warm because of the water temperature at 91 degrees. And it looks as though things will stay pretty hot through this evening. There are not many showers that are cooling us down right now. You can see the activity along the East Coast. That's due again to this westerly flow, which pushes everything inland, and there's not much of that easterly push typically during the summer. We have this steady east wind that comes through throughout the evening and overnight, even into the morning. And then that west coast breeze develops. We see the storms fire up into central Florida, then push to the west coast due to that east wind, but that just hasn't been the case lately. Over the last several weeks, it's been kind of disruptive. Showers down to our south. Once in a while, we're going to get a shower popping up here and there, and that's just a result of temperatures in the low 90s. There's got to be some break somewhere, and they find it, and they push on to the east, and then they weaken pretty quickly. And I told you that earlier, due to the dry air, extremely dry air in place, too. Some of that dry air will stick around, too, on Tuesday. Well, Gert is out there, and the 7th named storm of the season continues to move off to the north. It is a tropical storm, very strong one at that, 70-mile-an-hour winds. It is generating some pretty big surf along the Carolina coast right now. Even along the east coast of Florida, they're seeing slightly bigger waves that are generating from that storm. Now, that is not going to have an impact, a direct impact on the United States. It's going to be one of those well-behaved storms. It'll miss Bermuda, too. 89 degrees right now. The dew point extremely high, 75. The pressure, 29.98 inches. And the high today managed to get to 91, 1 degree above average. And the low this morning was warm, 77. That's more than likely due to that west wind with the water temperature at 91 degrees. Today's rainfall, just a little bit. We had a little bit of brief shower this morning, 0.07 of an inch. And now the forecast for Tuesday is calling for highs to warm up in the low 90s in the afternoon, and it will feel like 100 degrees. This is August, and we are in Florida. Enhanced satellite imagery showing nothing going on in the Caribbean. Pretty good cruising weather in Jamaica, also into Puerto Rico, all the way down into the Windward and Leeward Islands right now. But to the east of the United States, there's some problems with this storm as it is generating some high surf and some strong winds in between Bermuda and the United States as it pushes very quickly off to the northeast. So not a problem with Gert. I don't know if that name is kind of a strange name. Satellite showing tropical satellite imagery showing things moving from the east to the west right now. And it looks like it has a 60% chance of developing over the next 5 days as it pushes off toward the west-northwest. There's a little subtle hint. Once it gets above the islands, if it does do that, then the threat becomes a little less for us here in Florida. So we'll see how that plays out. Now, the futurecast is showing not much going on here. Fairly quiet weather. A few morning showers are possible, as I mentioned, and then inland storms late in the afternoon, and not many due to the dry wind. Well, your first alert forecast for boaters tomorrow, west winds at 10 knots and a light chop out there. Water temperature at 91 degrees, and beach and boating looks to be pretty good. A high tide, 6:53, and another high tide at 6:19 tomorrow morning. Partly cloudy, warm and muggy, 79 for a low, and that's above average. And tomorrow, look for just a 20% chance for a few morning showers and a few afternoon showers. That's it. The extended forecast calling for increasing chances for rain on Thursday and through the weekend as some tropical moisture finally replaces that dry air that is now overhead. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. Now time for your first alert traffic for the drive home. Right now, traffic is backed up on Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota and in the eastbound lanes, not too far from US 41.
One of the most popular restaurants in Venice will be closed for about a week and a half. Sharky's on the Pier is undergoing some renovations. It will be closed from now until Wednesday, August 23rd, and is scheduled to reopen on the 24th. The owners are updating the older outdoor restrooms and replacing them with new air-conditioned restrooms. The restaurant next door to Sharky's, Finn's, will still be open for lunch and dinner during this closure.
Entertainment news is coming up next.
Fresh out of the box, the Alfa Romeo won us over. We went in skeptical and left in awe of this gorgeous machine. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Join the fun at the Weddings of Sarasota 17th Annual Wedding Show at the iconic Sarasota Municipal Auditorium on US 41. Sunday, August 27th from noon to 4. Enjoy food, fun, and entertainment with a runway show on stage at 3 p.m. $2,000 in Weddings of Sarasota dollars given out after the runway show. You must be present to win. Pre-register at weddingsofsarasota.com. Brides and grooms are free if registered by midnight on August 25th. Weddings of Sarasota. Register today.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
It does things that seem impossible, feeling like it could change direction while airborne. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Closing arguments are underway in a lawsuit involving pop star Taylor Swift.
The judge dismissed Swift as a defendant last week, but he kept in place the suit against the singer's mother and a radio promotions director. Former DJ David Mueller filed the suit, claiming he was fired in 2013 because Swift falsely accused him of groping her. Swift countersued Mueller for alleged assault and battery.
Tom Cruise is nursing a leg injury after performing a stunt on the set of Mission Impossible 6. TMZ published a video of the 55-year-old actor leaping to a building, hitting its side, and then crawling over the top and running away. After he finished the take, Cruise is seen limping, though he was able to rappel back to the building he jumped from. The extent of Cruise's injuries is not known.
One of television's top producers is making the leap to streaming. Netflix says Shonda Rhimes is moving her production company, Shondaland, from ABC to the streaming giant. Netflix says that the deal will have Rhimes develop new shows exclusively for the streaming service. But Rhimes' connection to ABC won't end anytime soon. Shows like Grey's Anatomy and Scandal will continue to air on ABC, and the network is considering a Grey's Anatomy spinoff, although this is the final season for Scandal, unfortunately. Bruno Mars is donating $1 million to help the victims of the Flint water crisis. The city is still dealing with tainted drinking water that has contained lead and other dangerous toxins. Other entertainers who have raised money for the Flint water crisis include Pearl Jam, Cher, and Big Sean.
The Eagles are heading out on tour with the son of a founding member, Glenn Frey, stepping in for his late father. The Eagles played concerts in Los Angeles and New York last month for their first shows since Frey died at the age of 67 in January of last year. His son Deacon filled in on guitar and vocals at those concerts, and he will now join the band on tour in the fall. I love that it's not just some other musician they brought in.
Right.
It's his son.
That's so cool.
Just keep it in the blood. Keep it in the family.
Keep the legacy going.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.